Okay, what you saying, people, and welcome back to another live stream. Now, before we get into this, make sure you follow me on my Telegram channel. I'll leave a link to that in the description and the live chat as well. So we post a lot of different trading setups throughout the week, and you don't want to be missing out on that. So make sure you go check it out. But like I said, we've got another live stream today, so I'm going to talk you through what's happening in the charts, see if any opportunities are coming our way, and also if I'm any trades. Okay, so first we'll start with AUD/USD, and you can see you had quite a lot of volatility early this morning for me anyway in the UK. As you can see, we're kind of a bit all over the place. We had to push the upside back down again. I think price may have held our trend line. Actually, you can see we did break through it, but you can see we're back below there. So essentially, you could probably treat that as a false breakout and probably see another push to the downside for this pair. Again, we do have support around there, but kind of in the middle of nowhere for AUD/USD. As you can see, currently we're kind of closed back into our trend line, but we're not sure if that's a break or not. Again, the elections are not obviously done yet, so again, it's still a bit of uncertainty which way this pair could go. Of course, if we carry to the downside, we'll be heading to the support again, and potentially either see another push to the upside if we fail to break it again for a third time, or if we do see a breakthrough this level, we could probably see a longer push for this pair. As you can see, this is a very strong level in the market. Previous resistance there, again, support. So again, if we do eventually go break through this level, could be meaning of a longer push to the downside for us, maybe to come and test the 200 moving average on the daily chart just below us over there. And of course, we've got some support down here as well, which lines up with that. That's more of a long-term point of view. As of now, for 4H, again, got a lot of wicks to the downside, but a bit in no man's land, so I won't be looking to put any trades on AUD/USD as of yet, but need that one to probably develop a little bit more before we look to where we can get to the market for that one. EUR/USD, again, this one had a push to the upside from this previous support, and again we had a few wicks into that support area as well, so it could be seeing another push to the upside for EUR/USD if we do hold at this area. As you can see, a lot of wicks either side. Again, we do have a trend line up there. Again, not as strong as the trend lines. Only two prior tests of this trend line before, as you can see initially there. Second one there. So again, not the strongest of trend lines, but potentially could be seeing a longer move to go and test that trend line if we do get this area to hold on the daily chart. As you can see, previous support there again. Could be seeing a push to the upside for this pair. But then again, if price does fail and we fail to break out of this support area again, we could potentially see a longer move to the downside for EUR/USD. Again, we do have previous resistance throughout this area here. You can see resistance there. Could be forming some support in the future if we do break through that support there. And again, you've got the 200 moving average coming into play as well for USD on the daily chart there. So there is some targets to the downside which we're looking at, but that's more of a long term, and that's probably whether if we can break through the current support level we are at. As of yet, again, we're getting some wicks into that support area, so it does look like it could be holding. Again, we could be seeing another push to the upside for EUR/USD, potentially go and test the previous highs that we're at over here of those wicks and the 200 moving average, and we break through that, we've got the trend line a little bit further past it if EUR/USD wants to have a bigger push to the upside, so that could potentially be happening. But as of yet, could be seeing a move to the upside, but for me, I'm still a little bit unsure. USD/CHF for this one, long-term things again, we're still favouring a move to the upside for this one. From a daily point of view, again, as you can see, we've got support running through the market here. We held at the support there on the daily time frame. Again, our bias is still to the upside for USD/CHF. We've got previous highs all up here, which we're probably targeting for price to get to. As you can see in the 4 hour, we're not quite there yet. We've got support there, and we've got the resistance up there. Had a nice push to the upside. It looks like price came back, maybe found some support with those wicks there, and we could be seeing price continuing to the upside. Again, we are looking a little bit bullish, but we do have those wicks to either side, so as of yet, it's not really the clearest market as well. You can tell the markets are still a little bit, still lack a bit of clarity because we've got the wicks to either side there, and we're kind of just gone nowhere essentially from the US elections. Price was here, we've just come up and were around there. So again, not too much. In terms of direction, of course, we have the wicks to either side, but again, we're kind of still in the same sort of area for USD CHF. Again, my bias is still to the upside long term. So again, probably only looking for buys for this pair. So if we were to come all the way back here and test the support again, that could be a nice place to look for some buys for USD CHF. But as of yet, no trade for me for that pair. USD JPY, again, still a bit messy for this one. We had a big push to the upside, but it looks like price has found some resistance. Again, we've got resistance running for the market through here. As you can see, resistance there, resistance, resistance, acting as resistance there again with that wick to the upside. Again, could be seeing price coming down to test the support there again, which again could be a nice area to look to buy the market, because from a daily point of view, we're still expecting a swing to the upside for this pair. Again, you can see in the daily time frame, very strong support area in the market there. Support there, support there, support there again. So a very strong area of support, and we're expecting that to hold. Again, we do have this trend line in the market. Initially test there, second, third, we're expecting a fourth. We almost got that with the wick there. As you can see, we just missed it by a few pips. But again, probably still expecting price to continue to the upside to at least test that trend line. And then again, we could be EVP seeing price coming back to go and test that support again, or remaining bullish and going much higher and breaking through that trend line. In that case, again, we're probably aiming for the 200 average on the daily, just above price over there. But again, that's more of a long-term point of view, more of a daily perspective. 4H, again, looking very bearish. As you can see currently, of course, we could pull back up. The candle's still got a long way to go before it closes. And you can tell the markets are quite already volatile, so I have to watch out for that. The US elections haven't finished, sorry, as of yet. But again, that candle could pull up. It could continue to the downside. If it does, that could provide us more buying opportunities in the future. If we do come and test this area again, give us some nice price action, could look to go along. And again, probably target that daily trend line for a nice swing to the upside. But as of yet, no real trade for us on USD JPY. USD CAD, again, a little bit all over the place. We did come to test this support area though. Like I was saying, potentially could be looking for buys there. But of course, you can see that as soon as the market tests that area, we shot right to the upside. So again, didn't provide really any opportunity for us. Of course, I was during elections as well. Again, if market was to come back again for a fourth time, again, that could be a nice place to look to go buy, or maybe look to capitalize on maybe a false breakout. Again, for this one, our bias is probably still to the upside for this one, for USD CAD. But again, we've definitely found some resistance in this area. As you can see, support there, resistance, resistance there again. So obviously the market is struggling to break through this area in the market. We could be seeing another push back down first before price continues to the upside. But again, if price was to come back down there, it could be a nice place to look to go and buy the market there. GPUSD, again, similar thing, push the upside, found some resistance and came right back down. We didn't quite get to the resistance all the way up here, but as you can see, we did wick almost to it, and then price found some resistance and came right back down for GPUSD. So again, not really the clearest market on the daily time frame. I believe we did get a test of our daily trend line. As you can see there, initially test there, second, third there, and then we had a fourth test of the trend line there. So again, we could be seeing price continuing to the upside. We did have a big bullish candle on the daily chart yesterday for yesterday's candle. But again, a lot of indecision in the market. I'm probably favouring price to eventually go and break this trend line probably. Again, whether we're going to get that soon or maybe later, we're not sure. But if price was to come back up here again, I'll probably definitely be looking for some shorts on the 4 hourly time frame, expecting a longer swing to at least go and test the trend line again, or go and break it from a daily point of view. But as you can see, we had a push to the upside originally. Again, a higher push there, and now we failed to make a higher high. So you can see we're struggling to keep this uptrend going. If we were making higher highs in the market and taking out this high, then again, I'll probably have my bias change. I'll probably say GPUSD could continue higher. But as a result, we failed to make a higher high there. Could be easy to see price come back to test the area. Maybe give us a double top and continue and break through that trend line and probably start a new bearish trend. But as of yet, again, for me, there's no real trade for us there. We'll be moving on. AUJPY, again, going to push the upside for this one. Again, on the daily chart, you can see we had previous support or along their term resistance. Price did close back above it, so potentially could have had a false breakout here. And then again, the current candle again is a little bit all over the place. Again, we're coming into some support again. Support will be broken at resistance back above. Now that's support there again. So could potentially be seeing price finding support and then continue back to the upside, unless we remain bearish, of course, and close back below that area. But now this level will be acting as support. So again, could be seeing a push to the upside for ADJPY. We do have this trend line going through the market there. As you can see, we did wick and go and test that area as well. So maybe that could give it the strength to continue to the downside, break through that support and then continue further. Again, we could be seeing a move to go and test the 200 average. We didn't quite get there. We missed it just about on the daily chart, as you can see. But we did have a test of this support area here. So maybe price could become break through that area, go and test that support there down again, and then potentially maybe look to have even bigger move to the upside, breaking through the trend line and seeing potentially price come and test the highs up there again for ADJPY. But again, we need to see price go and break through this support here initially. Again, this area of the market will be acting as support now and could be seeing a longer move to the upside. But for me, no real clear opportunity for us. Still looking bearish and probably could be seeing that continue unless we start to see some bullish price action coming back into the market. Euro GBP, this one again we had a push to downside, but price has reversed and looks like it's failed to continue further. Again, we have this trend line through the market here. As you can see, trend line there, initial test there, a second there, and now we're having our third. So like I was saying, I had this channel drawn in for Euro GBP, connecting the highs and connecting the lows of price there. As you can see, we've got our lows here, got our highs there. Could be testing the low again right now to have another move to go and test the highs again in the future. So that could be looking to happen. As you can see, we've been moving quite correctively for the past few days now. So could be looking for that pattern to end now and either see a push back to the upside or price go and break through that current daily trend line. Whether or not we're going to get a break is not too sure. But as you can see, with the current price action in the 4H, we're starting to look bullish again from that trend line. So could be seeing that starting to come into play now. Again, we had this lower trend line there as well. So price actually tested the two trend lines there. As you can see, we had this downward trend line here, connecting the lows of price, test there, second, third, fourth, and now we had our fifth test along with the daily trend line as well. And of course, we've got this upper trend line going through the market as well, connecting the highs. 1, 2, could be looking at a third test soon. So again, Euro GBP could be on its way up. We're not too sure. Again, the price action is quite messy in Euro GBP, so it's quite hard to determine. But again, we do have this trend line here, this channel helping us decide where price could go. And again, if this area does hold, we could be seeing a longer move to the upside. It potentially come and test the highs up here, which could be a nice place to go in short to capture another swing back to the downside. Next, we got Euro CAD. Now, Euro CAD again starting to look bullish as well. I think we had a test of this trend line as well. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a channel, not really a clear one. But I've connected the two lows and the two highs of Euro CAD. You can see on the daily time frame, the highs up there, the lows there. On the 4H, you can see a little bit better. Connect the lows. You can see we had a test of the lows again of Euro CAD here, test there. And from that, it looks like we'll be remaining bullish and could be seeing Euro CAD continuing to the upside. Potentially go and test the highs all the way up there. Again, initial test there, second there. Could be seeing a third test of that high because it's just carrying on the pattern and potentially even see a break of the trend line up there or see price reverse back down. But yeah, Euro CAD could be on its way up potentially if we do look to hold at that trend line. We do have the price action saying we could do that. Again, on the 4H there, we're moving sideways now. Looks like price has broken to the upside. We did have that long wick at 10 a.m. there. As you can see, we kind of closed with a doji indecision there, but could easily see a candle going for that wick and continue higher. But again, if we do see the trend line break, again, we could be on a longer move to the downside. We do have the 200 moving average not too far away, but if we do break, we could be seeing price continuing this downtrend and essentially potentially go and test the lows all the way down there. But again, that's more of a long-term target. But if we do hold the trend line that we're currently at, we're still fully favouring a move to the upside for EuroCAD to go and potentially the trend line all the way up there. Euro JPY, again, not too much happened with this one, just a lot of wicks to either side of price. We're at support here, as I was talking about yesterday. Again, had to push the upside, a few wicks to the upside and to the downside, and again, haven't really moved anywhere since of yesterday's candles. And again, on the daily time frame, we did break through this support area, and I said it's going to be time resistance. And as you can see, prices really failed to break through this area. Previous support, now time resistance. So again, we do need a lot of momentum to go and break this and for price to continue higher. Again, if you do eventually get that break, we do have the trend line going through the market here. Initially test there, second there. Could be seeing price getting a third test if we do get above this resistance now. And as you can see, price is definitely struggling breaking through that resistance there in the 4H with all those wicks. So potentially could be seeing price maybe coming back down again, testing that support, and then maybe look to go along from there and then anticipate a break of that resistance, or maybe wait for the break of the resistance first and wait for price to come back and retest their support and continue higher. But there is some upside potential for Euro JPY, and potentially could be seeing a test of that trend line there in the market for this pair. But as of yet, the price action is telling us that we are struggling to break through that resistance and could be seeing it move to the downside first before that happens. So we need to watch out for that. Next, we're going to take a look at NZD USD. This one we could be getting a move to the downside, but again, we do have a lot of wicks by the side of us. Again, we do have the trend line going there and trend line going through the market there. So as you can see, a test there, initial test there, a big test there of the upper trend line for a third time there. When I include that previous high there, you can see a nice test, and then price is giving us a move to the downside. So probably can be expecting NZD USD to continue to the downside and go and test the lower trend line, and then potentially even from there break that further, or again reverse back to the upside. We'll have to see what type of price action we get when we're at that trend line. But again, there's a lot of levels where price could be finding support as we go and break through that trend line. We could potentially see the price go and test the lows down there, and if you do that from a daily point of view, you can really see price kick in. And if we break through the lows of that, again, we've got the 200 average down there, and we do have previous support here as well lining up with that. So that could be some target for the daily time frame. But again, probably still favouring NZD to continue to the downside and go and test the lower trend line down there. But again, that's quite a big move in the market. And GBP/JPY, this one, we had a trend line drawn in for this one. As you can see, connect the lows there, connect the highs. You can see where the move to go and test that area of the market up there. So as I was saying yesterday, that will probably favouring GBP/JPY to continue to the upside. So go and at least test that trend line. You can see we did get that move, but it looks like, again, we got a massive rejection there, and price is on its way back down. So for GBP/JPY, probably could be seeing another move back to the downside, again, to go and test the lows of that trend line maybe, or go and test the previous support that held the market here. But again, not really clear for GBP/JPY as of yet. But you can see we are looking bearish. We are still stuck in this channel, and since we've come from a third test of that trend line there, we're probably favouring price to continue at least and go and test the lows down there, which again could be a nice place to get back into some buys for GBP/JPY, maybe potentially double bottom or another test of the trend line. Could be a nice place to get back into some longs, and again anticipate another swing to the upside to go and test the higher trend line up there. And currently as well, Euro NZD, which is currently a trade that I've given out on my Telegram channel, and I'm also currently in now. I'm in a long trade for this one, expecting a longer move to the upside for Euro NZD. As you can see, we had a slow move to the downside, expecting price to give us another push to the upside for this one. As you can see, we come back to test some previous support in the market all the way down here. You've got support there, support there, support there again. So into the market there on the 4H time frame, and we're expecting a longer move to the upside. We do have this trend line in the market here, so the best trade possible for this one is to come up and all the way, go and test the trend line all the way up there. But again, we do have levels that we'll be looking at before that. Of course, we got this level here, previous resistance, pushed the upside, found some resistance, came back down again. So I need to be watching out for that. and again there. Then again, we got resistance all the way along there as well. So there's a few levels that will be stopping us to go and touch the trend line up there. But again, that's the best possible scenario. But yeah, we've gone long on Euro NZD and looking to continue that moves to the upside. But also you need to be careful if you're looking to trade today. Again, the US elections are not finished yet. So again, there still could be some more volatility in the market. So make sure you trade with less position size. And again, your stop losses might be a little bit bigger because of all the wicks in the market as well. So that could cause some extra pips added onto your stop loss. So make sure you trade less aggressively and with less position size as well. But yeah, if anyone wants me to look at any different charts, any different markets, any different pairs, just put it in the live chat and I'll make sure I'll give you some help with my analysis. But yeah, currently still in that Euro NZD, we'll be watching other pairs to see how they get on, and we'll be watching my trade as well to see how that gets on as well, and just be talking you through the markets throughout the live stream. Okay, so we're going to do a quick analysis of Euro NZD. Okay, so if I zoom out of this one, you can see we come up to the same support area that we tested twice before. You can see here, support there, support there, support there, again in the market. So that was my original area looking to buy the market. As you can see, we had a nice push to the upside, so I went long on the pair. And we do have this trend line or price making those highs. As you can see, initial test there, made that high, another high there, made another high, came all the way back down to the support. So I'm looking for another push to the upside. It might probably, my initial area of the market I'll be looking at is probably this area here. Again, not too far away, but that will probably be my area that I'll probably be looking at first. And if you get a nice break of that area, I'll be expecting price to continue a lot higher, potentially maybe come test previous resistance up there or again up there. And the best possible scenario, if we get a move to go and test the trend line all the way up there. Again, there are some other resistance that I'll be looking at potentially, like obviously this area, because we can obviously come back up, get sent back down again. As you can see here, we had support push the upside, came all the way back down from that same area. So that's the initial area I'll be looking at. But I'll probably be seeing if we can get this trade all the way to the resistance up here. So that will probably be a nice scenario if we can get that move. And we also have this daily trend line as well coming to the market. As you can see here, if I zoom out, again, if I get this trend line going from all the way from the lows up here, connect that point there. So you can see initial test there in the market, second there and a third there. So again, expecting a push the upside from this area. Could be seeing potentially price coming up and create some new highs in the market. That's more of a long-term point of view. And if I can get a nice swing on the 4H to the upside, I'll be happy with that trade. But yeah, we are coming from a nice area of this trend line here. As you see, first, second, third, now I'm on fourth test. So again, that's some added confidence of why I got into the long position. And you can see in the 4H again, nice bullish candles from the support area over here. So yeah, essentially looking for a push to the upside, a nice swing. It can go further if the daily wants to kick in, but initially I will be seeing how price looks when it gets here. If we do get some nice strong impulsive candles going through that area, I would probably look to hold my trade, and potentially you can see if we come up to these highs up there or again up there. So that was my analysis behind Euro NZD, so I hope that helped. And it is 12:30, so I'll probably be looking to end the live stream around now anyway, but I'm going to do a quick rundown of the charts to see how the market's got on since I last spoke at 10 a.m. and as well do a quick update on my trade as well. So for AUD/USD, again, this one's looking bullish again. As you can see, quick change in the markets there. We were all the way down here when I was previously speaking before, and now you can see we're all the way up there currently. So again, the markets do have a bit more volatility in them. The elections aren't over as of yet. So again, you have to be trading carefully throughout this period as well. Make sure you take less position size and just trade with a bit of caution. But yeah, we are looking bullish again. I was talking about this trend line, but it looks like price is not really respecting it anymore. Again, we could be seeing a longer push upside for AUD/USD. We do have support all the way down there, which where price has come from. And again, if we do really see a break of that trend line, again, we could probably see a longer push to the upside to go and test some previous highs. On the daily chart, you can see we are failing to break through this support here in the market. See resistance there, resistance, support, support. So it's quite a key level in the market for this one. And you can see we're failing to actually break through that. So again, we could be seeing a longer push to the upside for AUD/USD. Again, if we keep that bullish momentum going. But again, currently looking bullish. It's hard to say which way this will go, just because of the elections could turn this market the other way around very quickly. But yeah, could be seeing a push to the upside if we do break through that trend line. EUR/USD again looking very bullish as well, coming through that support area here in the market. Support there, support there, support there again. As you can see, we are looking very bullish and price is shooting to the upside currently. Again, we were saying we could get a move to the upside just because we're at support. We do have this trend line here in the market. As you can see, initial test up there, second there, could be seeing a third maybe for EUR/USD, but again, be aware of the elections, that could price could easily turn around at any point, but we are looking very bullish, and as long as we stay with that impulsiveness, we're going to probably be expecting price to continue and that bullish momentum to continue as well. USD again looking very bearish, so it looks like USD is looking bearish at the moment in time. Again, that can change later throughout the day, but currently we are looking very bearish for USD. Again, we'll come into this support here, so I was saying we could potentially be looking for buys here for USD, but with the current price action, I wouldn't be looking for buys as of yet. We are looking very bearish there. We need to start to see price slow down and give us some nice bullish price action, maybe a few wicks to the downside, but as of yet looking bearish. And as long as we close like that, we can probably be expecting price to continue, but do keep in mind we've still got an hour and a half left before that 4H candle closes. USD, big push to the downside currently. Again, we've got a support all along here for the daily time frame. We'll switch to the daily. You can see support all along here. So if you get a break of that, that could be quite a significant factor if you do get a break of this, because if I go on the weekly chart actually and just drag this along, you can see this is our support area for quite a long time. So if we do get a break of this, it could be a sign that price wants to continue further. Obviously, as long as we don't get a false breakout, but if we do get a proper breakout, we could see USD continue a lot further to the downside. But as long as we hold at this level, I'm still looking for buys for USD. We are coming right into delete that level. We are coming right into that same support as we speak right now. So it'll be interesting to see how price closes, whether we pull back up or we continue further. We'll be keeping my eye on that. But yeah, looking very bearish, and if that momentum continues, we could easily see a break of that level and price continue to the downside. Again, my bias is still to the upside, but unless we go and break through the level properly, then I'll probably expect a longer move to the downside for that pair. USD CAD again looking very bearish. Again, USD looking very bearish as of yet. Again, not really clear with this one. You can see for the past few days now, we've got our lows down there, we've got our highs up here. We're essentially just ranging now for USD CAD. As for direction, again, it's not clear. We're moving sideways. Probably just be looking for buys down here and shorts up there so far. From a daily point of view, we're probably still expecting a longer move to the upside, but as long as price action carries on how it is, that's getting less and less likely, and could you easily see a break of this level and USD CAD continue further to the downside. But again, if we come right into this area here, get some nice bullish price action, and you see the momentum change from bearish to bullish, again we can look to go long from areas like that. But as of yet, looking very bearish and probably wouldn't want to be in that market as of yet. ADJPY, again, earlier I said this area in the market here is going to be acting as support. As you can see, support there, will be acting as support there again. As you can see, the wicks we're having now, price has definitely found some support there. We wicked into the area a couple of times, 3 times actually, and looks like we're turning around. Could be seeing ADJPY continue to the upside. I was saying that potentially that we did have a false breakout of this area here in the market. As you can see, support there on the daily time frame, close below, a few dojis, and then you see we're back above that area. So essentially it could be a false breakout. As long as we hold at this support, then potentially probably could be expecting that trend line to break and ADJPY to continue much higher to the upside. And if we do, again, we could see even new highs or price coming up to this previous high over there. So that's more of a long-term goal for ADJPY. But if we are getting a false breakout for this pair and this level holds again, that move is possible. CAD CHF, not too much going on for this one. We do have a little bit of a channel in the market here. We connect the previous highs and the previous lows. You can see we do have a bit of a channel going through the market. So again, we could potentially be getting a move to the downside. But if we do hold, we could be seeing a push and go and break that upper trend line. Again, we could probably see a move to go and test the highs up here on the daily time frame. As you can see, we've got the highs up here that could come into test. So we've got previous resistance there. We'll be at 10 resistance again if we do break for that trend line. But we do have the 200 moving average on the daily chart right next to the price right now. It looks like we just tapped it with yesterday's daily candle, so need to be wary of that. But for me, CAD CHF is not looking very clear as of yet. If we do break, again, we'll probably see a deeper test of that resistance. But if we come all the way back down, again, we'll probably be looking for buys again for CAD CHF. Euro GBP, we were looking bullish again. We did have this channel in the market here. As you can see, those are lows, those are highs. Initial test there, second there, third, fourth. Now having our fifth test of this channel. Again, if we remain bullish, could be seeing another push to the upside. Go and test the previous highs up there. But if we don't and we fail, again, we've got lows down here. We could be coming to test. As you can see, nice area in the market, resistance, resistance, support, support, a nice key level in the market where the market could be looking to head to if we do break through this channel. But if we don't, again, we'll probably be targeting price all the way up there. And again, we'll be looking to short if we get some nice price action in that area. On the 4H, you can see we did have some bullish price action, but it's very choppy, so it's hard to tell whether we're going to get that move or not. As you can see, we've just been moving quite correctly there. So Euro GBP still not clear, even though we're at the lows of this channel. It's not clear which way we want to go, but maybe a pair to keep your eye out on. But so far, there's nothing there for me. Euro JPY, again, like I'm saying, we do have the resistance just above it on the daily time frame. As you can see, support all along here, broke it below it, and now it's acting as resistance. And as you can see, if the Wix price is struggling to break back above that same area that you can see on the 4H, or there's Wix to the upside. So as long as price holds at that level, we can probably expect Euro JPY to continue down. If we break back above, again, we can see a longer move to the upside this time for Euro JPY, and just treat this as a false breakout. And that in that case, again, we'll probably be estimating a move to the trend line. And again, if we break that, again, similar to ADJPY, we'd probably be favoring a move to go and test the highs up there for Euro JPY on the daily time frame. But yeah, again, it's holding as resistance, and as long as that holds, our bias is probably still to the downside for this one. But if we get back above, again, we can probably look to go a lot longer for Euro JPY to the upside. It does have quite a lot of upside potential. NZD USD, again, we're still in this channel. Again, NZD USD is a bit all over the place right now. Not real clear as to where it wants to go. We do have this channel in the market, and probably as long as we stay in this channel, we're probably favouring a break to the downside. But as you can see, we'll keep failing to go and test the lows of this trend line. Price is finding support just before and making a move back higher, as you can see there. And again, we're currently looking very bullish now with that USD weakness in the charts at the moment in time. Again, so maybe you get another move back to the upside, test the trend line again, maybe test previous highs, and look to sell off again. But as of yet, not really any clear opportunities for us. Need a bit more development with NZD USD, and then maybe you can look to short the market in the future. But as of yet, we're kind of in no man's land. And finally, GBP JPY. This one again pushed to the upside, found some resistance, came back down again. Now we're kind of just at this support area here. As you can see, resistance, now support. Of course, we've got the 200 moving average there as well. So potentially could be seeing price maybe having another move to the upside, go and break for that trend line and see a higher move to the upside for GBP JPY. If we do get below though, that could be a nice opportunity for us to go along. We do have some support here, price can come and test, or again the trend line there. If that happens, I'll be looking to go along as well for GBP JPY. And again, anticipating another swing to go and test the highs up there. But again, we're right in the middle of that channel, no man's land. Don't really want to be guessing the market as of here. If we're there, we can be looking for longs essentially, and there looking for shorts essentially. But when in the middle, we tend to just leave that alone. So yeah, currently I'm just in Euro NZD, currently long in that market right now, and I'll probably be looking to hold into that position and see it through. Again, I've got my support down there. My stop loss is just below it, so price breaks that support, test my stop loss, I'll be looking to exit the trade. But as of yet, still expecting a swing to the upside. Again, my initial target is probably the highs up there. Again, it's not really far from where I've entered, but I do believe we do have a lot more upside potential for this pair. So if we do get a nice break of that impulsively again, we could probably see a nice swing to the upside, go test the highs all the way up here. But yeah, just looking to remain in this trade, and as long as we don't hit my stop loss, I'll probably be in this trade again tomorrow and probably throughout the week as well. So I'll be commenting on this trade, and I will be talking about it again during tomorrow's live stream at 10 AM. So make sure you come check it out. But yeah, that's the end of the live stream. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, make sure you join me on my Telegram channel. I left a link to that in the live chat and in the description below, because I'll be posting a lot of different trading setups throughout the week, and you don't want to miss that out, so make sure you go check it out. But thank you for joining us. That's the end of the live stream, and until the next one, I'll see you later.